I think it's clear that right from the very start, Obama, our president, never really had any intention of defending the Constitution of the United States of America like he put his hand on the Bible and oathed. I mean, the very first thing he did was to pass health care reform, which clearly the mandate for everybody to have to purchase it is stated as clearly as can be in the Constitution of the United States of America. The United States government cannot force any citizen to buy any product from any company. Now that is in the Supreme Court this week, and it'll be real interesting to see how the Supreme Court judges on that matter, and whether if they judge against it, saying that there can be no mandate for Americans to buy the insurance, whether they'll trash just that part of it or whether they'll trash the whole bill. It could have a real big impact on some of these other unconstitutional actions that our president continues to take. Now there's a real interesting article, and by the way, guys, I'm going to start putting links to all these articles down in the description box. So you guys can go down, read what I read, see what I see, and put this all together for yourselves, which is what you really need to do. Prepare yourself for a fascist, socialist, state-controlled America, which is basically what Obama is setting up. Now I want you to understand, he passes a law here and he passes a law there, and he tends to do it on, like New Year's Eve when he passed NDAA, and, right in the heart of March Madness when he passed the NDAR, which is, the National Defense Preparedness Act. He does these things when nobody's watching. He tries to get them under the radar. Real sneaky like that. Anyway, there's an interesting article. Obama was in Russia, or the Russian premier was here, I don't know which. He was talking to the Russian premier, talking about missile defense, and he was talking real casually about, after the election I'll have more flexibility. After the election I can do more. Just put up with me until after the election and my hands will be untied. As if the election is a foregone conclusion. He was talking like there's no doubt in his mind he's going to win. And that's very, very suspicious to me. I'm kind of wondering if it isn't a foregone conclusion. Maybe he already knows he's going to win. There's nothing to say that the powers that be here haven't already given him the job. It wouldn't surprise me a bit. So this is not a prophecy of me saying Obama's going to win, but it wouldn't surprise me a bit if it were a foregone conclusion. Anyway, I just wanted to bring that up. Now, I want you to understand where this country is heading, according to some of these things Obama's been doing. The general impact of one new executive order might not seem like much. But when you put that in conjunction with some of these other things that he's signed orders on, like restricting General Assembly of individuals to protest. In other words, you can't get into a big group of people and protest within so many feet of, some other thing. Or there's a link here. Go read it. It's clearly against the Constitution of the United States of America. I mean, that's one of our basic founding rights, the right to assemble and protest peacefully. Anyway, he has restrictions on the General Assembly of individuals to protest. He has written an order on an internet kill switch, which will allow him to turn the internet completely off anytime he wants to. He has written an order on jamming of all non-government communications. Now let's say we do have some kind of big catastrophe here in the United States of America. He can jam all your cell phones, jam all non-government communications, and you can't even get a hold of your loved ones. There's a real interesting article here on the FEMA refugee and detainment camps that you need to go read. And, these FEMA camps are set up for thousands and thousands of people, and there are thousands and thousands of coffins sitting at these camps. It's unbelievable. the order for training of members of the armed forces for domestic policing. That's right. They're training members of our Army, of our Navy, of all of our armed forces, the Marines, to police America, domestic policing. And you know, all those soldiers take the same oath that the government officials take to defend the Constitution of the United States of America. So if you are in the armed services, I would hope that you would take that to mind before just blindly following orders that may ask you to police up and possibly kill American citizens. Obama has written an order that basically says he can kill any American citizen he wants to if he feels they're a threat to America, either or abroad or at home. That's right here on American soil. He's signed the National Defense Authorization Act that says he can come into your home, arrest you, detain you, and keep you forever without due process or without Miranda rights. Clearly against the Constitution of the United States of America. The Constitution also says that our armed forces should never be used for domestic policing or domestic war. So clearly against the Constitution of the United States of America. Oh, did I cover it all? I mean, this president is just out of control when it comes to the Constitution and what's right for America. And he's basically setting it up just like a socialist, fascist state, which is exactly what the USSR was. That's why they failed. I mean, it didn't work out too good for them. So, I don't know. You tell me what you think. I mean, if it were just one of these things, or maybe another, I'd say, well, no big deal. But when you look, the drones over America, let's not forget that. He signed an order to go ahead and allow the military to start using drones to survey Americans. All over America. 390-something drones they're going to be launching to watch us. And let's not forget about the new Utah facility that's going to collect and store and search every single email, cell phone call, text message. So basically anything you do over the telephone or on the internet, they're going to be monitoring all that. They say all this stuff is in, for national defense, to keep terrorists under watch. But it's just too much for me. I can't believe that. Something is going on here, and whether they're planning for economic collapse and then social disorder after that, or whether they just plan on getting all these laws in place. See, that's the thing. They can get all these laws in place, and one here, one there. Like I said, he tends to try to slide them under the carpet, unrecognized. And in a few weeks, in a few months, even in a few years, when Obama's into a second term that he's so confident he's going to get, he can sign the whole schmear over to the United Nations and our whole sovereignty and every law that goes with it, right to the New World Order. And the next thing you know, there you go. Bam, New World Order. I'm just trying to help you guys see what's going on here. I'm trying to help you put it all together. So I hope you'll go out and read some of these articles and come up with your own opinion. I'm just asking you to look and to be prepared for whatever comes, because as of now it could be anything. It could be anything. And I want you to be awake, and I want you to be alert. I want you to understand what your government is doing to you, how they're setting you up for total and complete control. In other words, wake up, America.